So, what is up, guys? Happy Valentine's Day. It is, obviously, February 14th, and happy Friday. Last day of the week to trade. Uh, I've had a pretty good week. I haven't really been keeping up with the profits and all that jazz. Guess it's kind of silly, but yesterday I finished up $4,000, I think. And that was, just trading a little bit in the afternoon. We had a nice afternoon play here on FTSI. I did swing 2,000 shares, and I've been taking profits up here in like the 120s. I was in at like 104. Yeah, maybe on this dip here, I think. Yeah, drew a line there. Boom. So I got in on this little dip here, and I think it closed like 108. Yeah, okay. So out of those 2,000 shares, I'm still holding 500. Let's see. We had a good trade here on BCLI. Right here, my son just happened to go down for a nap, and I was watching for the break of the high here. And I went in bigger than I think I have been. I think I went in with 4,000 shares and just rode that momentum up selling, and then I got back in for the break here, selling into that push. Watched the this little triangle form, the ascending, and it broke there, and just got back in. Now, after the initial profits, I always get in a little smaller into these other trades. So I think it was 4,000 on the first push, and then 2,000 here, 2,000 here. Just selling into the spikes, taking $200, $300, $400 profit. Let me look. BCLI, $2,225 yesterday is what I ended up making. And I don't know if there was actually shares to short or not. I did go short here at $6, just using the let's see. You right click and go to adjust position, and you can adjust the quantity of shares and your price and all that stuff. So I did go short here at 6, covering down at like 580, and then again at 560, and then I did it again up here as soon as it came up. It did break VWAP, so I waited, and then I went short here at the breakdown of the VWAP at 595. So that was pretty fun trying to short. Today we don't really have a clear-cut winner. Let's see. I'll drag the screenshot of the gap scanner over. DGLY and MDGS is the only thing that really catches my eye. GNPX, I know the ticker. We'll pull that chart up. I don't know if yeah, it's already on my watch list, so yeah. Dek has already been talking about it in chat. I mean, it's pretty thickly traded already. I mean, 1 million shares today in pre-market. That's a lot, considering this is just today. So I mean, and it's 14 million in float. Well, according to Trade Ideas. Let's double check that on Yahoo Finance real quick. GNPX. Seriously, what's going on? There we go. Oh wow, my phone has been slow. GNPX, ooh, 8 million float on Yahoo Finance, so that's better. Still though, 1 million shares is pretty thickly traded, but we're gonna have it. It's already on my watch. I'm gonna keep watching it. We'll see what it does. DGLY top gainer this morning. Definitely be keeping an eye on it. With just under 10 million in float, so that's pretty nice. It's got a pretty big gap up. Let's look at the daily chart. That's a little concerning. Also, this is concerning. It gapped up above the 200, had a little spike, and then sold off. But today, it had gapped up over the 200, but currently is below the 200 moving average. So that's going to be a little concerning. We'll have to break down the 200 moving average. If anything, it might get a little pop above it and then pull back. So a little concerned on that trade. Let's see. I'm obviously going to be watching FTSI. Ooh, it finally broke 120. Let's see if we can get up. You know, I was hoping to wake up and it'd be at $2, but you know, I never do get that lucky. I see people in chat all the time doing that. Like, oh, I held 1,000 shares overnight and wake up with $4,000 or $5,000 profit. It's like, good for you, man. Never happens to me. So, BCLI. I don't expect it to do anything today. It has a pretty big upper shadow here, so we'll see what happens. GMPX, RVMD. This is the recent IPO yesterday, actually. I guess was its IPO. Either that or it's just a name change. Either way, yesterday I made 924 on it, and that was from my phone. You know, I had seen the IPO, you know, mentioned, and I hopped in. I think it was at 29. It's like 300 shares. I sold at 31.50 and then like 32.25, and then I left it alone until this formed here, and I got back in at 28, like 28.95 or something, and then it just freaking ripped. I sold right at VWAP, and then it just came right back down. And then I was getting in with like 100 shares, selling into pops, making like $40. It wasn't anything major. So that was you know, fun little stock to trade. It was whipping around like 30 cents though. I mean, the spread was a little ridiculous, and people were buying like 100 shares at a time, and it was just skipping 30-40 cents off of 100 shares, which is kind of silly. But yesterday it traded 7 million shares in volume, which is pretty good, but you can clearly see that most of that was within the first like 5 minutes. I mean, the first minute of the day was 1.5 million, then the second minute was 400,000, and then 200,000. So, and let's see, we traded more shares in the first minute of after hours yesterday afternoon. My son is doing something crazy back there. So that's all I have on the watch list. So nothing great. You know, like I said, there's no clear-cut winners. I'll definitely be watching DLGY, MDGS, well, pretty much everything on my list because it's short. I always keep the SPY on there, but it's not something I'm going to be watching. 5 tickers so far. And I'm going to switch over to Dex commentary because he always goes over the news and the gap scanner. For him, he likes the news better. He likes news, especially if there's something that came out with news that's low float but is not getting any volume, not gapping. He loves that. And honestly, I do too. It's one of my favorite setups. They're just hard to find if you don't have a good news streamer, because the stock will open and it'll trade very light for like 20-30 minutes, and then all of a sudden just rip, get halted. You know, those are my favorite plays. But anyways, I'm going to switch over to Dex commentary, let him take over. We'll see what we can get today. The goal's like $300, maybe $500. Not looking for a home run, massive, you know, trades like yesterday. Yep. So anyways, thanks for watching.
July 4th, everyone goes to the beach. It's the same exact thing for Labor Day. You know, people like to, go to the beach as well. So a lot of traders, as the day progresses, expect it to start slowing on down. And that's why we want to always, give you guys this little disclaimer right here. Today is Friday. Fridays are known to be the toughest trading day of the week because of lack of news and lack of traders, which equals lack of volume. If you're going to trade today, you will want to do it within the first 2 hours of the stock market being open. You do not want to trade over lunch hours or swing stocks on a Friday, as there is low volume and a lot of uncertainty. There is no afternoon trading commentary on Fridays, right? So definitely something I want you guys to always be aware of. There's only a morning commentary on Fridays. We'll go as long as the market allows us, or until we get a nice big trade and we're kind of happy with our day. So we'll see what's going to be coming on up. And if you're like, Deck, why are there lack of press releases on Friday? Well, think about it as a company standpoint. If the company knows that we have a holiday weekend, if the company knows there may be a lack of traders, if the company knows that, on Friday before the holiday weekend, we may not see as many big time rips because there's not as many traders here, why would they put out a press release? The only reason they're putting out press releases is to get investors to dive into their company. They want people to put their money into their company. When would you want to do it if you were a company? Maybe on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, the days that there are the most people here. But on a Friday, especially on a holiday, they're like, hey, you know what? We may not have as many people. Why would we put out such a great press release for maybe not as many people to notice it? So that's why on Fridays it gets a little bit harder. Now I know again, mid cap plays, blue chip stocks, you could definitely see some nice rips and runs. Am I saying today's dead? Am I saying today there's nothing? Absolutely not. We have a few awesome opportunities. But if all of a sudden it is dead, I just want you to know why. Okay? But is there opportunities today? Absolutely. Am I looking to trade today? Absolutely. Could we make some big money today? Absolutely. I usually say Fridays are hit or miss. It's usually a grand slam hit out of the park or it is a strikeout. And what I mean by that is we either see a massive spike or we don't really see anything at all. So it's usually like not really in the middle. It's usually one or the other, massive spike or not really anything at all. Okay. So let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Ooh, the market briefing is not there. I apologize. Let me take a little screenshot of it then, and I'll read it over to you guys so you guys are all set. I apologize for that not being there. All right. So what is going on in our market briefing this morning? Well, our market briefing, just imagine if that was right there. U.S. stock futures point to a higher open this morning after a late Thursday slide that sent the major averages to a lower close. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq had set intraday record highs earlier in the day, but Wall Street's ever-changing level of concern over the coronavirus swung to the negative side in the afternoon trading. The Dow, S&P 500, and Nasdaq remain on track for a second straight positive week and continue to be on pace for their best monthly gains since June. Okay. So another day right here where we are seeing the SPY point up to a higher direction. And the SPY, it's like that every single day where we basically see it up higher and higher and higher. Right now, we're sitting right around 337.53. We'll see if we're able to ever, break up towards around that 339, or 340 area for maybe a brand new record high. So we'll see what we have there. But enough of that, guys. Let's talk about, today. Let's talk about, Deck, what are these opportunities that you're seeing that we're going to be able to make money? What are, the potential plays that's going to lead to those nice big rips, those nice big runs, and those nice big breakouts? All right, let's go over them all. Let's talk about them all. Let's make sure we're on top of our game here before this day opens on up. Because really what I'm trying to do today is I'm trying to make some quick money, some big money, enjoy it, have everyone bank, and then we'll wrap up for our weekend. So I'm actually going back home to Pennsylvania for the weekend where I grew up because I'm actually going to get a little bit of skiing and snowboarding in for the President's Day weekend. I was making fun of everyone before, but I'm actually part of that crowd as well. Got a little 3-day weekend. It's good to, rip the slopes a little bit, right? I'll see you guys out there. All right, so what do we have? What do we have going on for today? What has some of the best potential? There are a couple plays here, all right? And we have a couple different press releases. We have a couple different chart setups, and we kind of have like the number one stock that has a lot of eyes towards it as of now, and that's over on GNPX. Okay, so let's go over GNPX. Let's go over the chart setups, and then we'll go over any sort of news. So first one's first, guys, is we're going to be going over GNPX. Now, what is going on with GNPX? What stocks have some of the best potential, or why does GNPX have some of the best potential towards it this morning? Well, if you guys were not here yesterday, GNPX actually finished off as one of the best climbers of the day yesterday. We could see right here, GNPX actually went for around 174 all the way up towards around 275. So we went on about a nice dollar climb yesterday on GNPX. And everything on display was pretty solid, right? We can even continue out this trend line. It's starting to crack the trend line just slightly right now. But we could see right here, GNPX, this has been a very solid play all yesterday, 175, all the way up towards around 275 where it closed at. Now, we are having a nice gap up this morning. As you can see, we're currently sitting at around 310. So we're seeing about a 25 to 35 cent gap up right here on GNPX. Now, the big thing is that, why are a lot of traders looking at this play? Why would the stock spike? Why would the stock move on up? Well, it's all about continuation. If this stock was a top gainer yesterday, and this stock went on a dollar spike, and this stock is having a gap up this morning that's holding its gains, what do you think traders are going to be thinking? Oh, wow, okay, this stock spiked yesterday. This stock's having a gap up. It's holding its gains. It's not falling. hey, you know what? This stock could be a possible another top gainer today. What do we call that? Continuation. How many times have we seen one top gaining day lead to another top gaining day, which maybe leads to another top gaining day, which maybe leads to another top gaining day, right? That's all continuation right there. And that leads to a lot of big time profits for us. So, do I want to be watching the stock? Absolutely. What's the main area we need to break on GMPX? GMPX needs to break that 320 mark. This has been the main resistance on the stock to be able to get the breakout. Notice what has happened when we come up towards around that 320 area. This 320 mark comes right there, right? Gets rejected, starts coming back on down. 320 comes right there, gets rejected, starts coming back on down. 320 comes right there, gets rejected, starts coming back on down. What do you think we're looking for? We're looking for the break of 320. Break of 320 is where we'll start seeing that hype, where we'll start seeing that momentum. The crazy thing is, every new high of the day will be a new 52-week high. So what do we want to look for then? We want to look for the next natural resistance line. What's the next natural resistance line after 320, 320, 325, 350, then 375, then $4. So GMPX, this is a play, top gainer, continuation, no news, but again, a lot of volume, a lot of attention, a lot of eyes. Watch for the 320 break. That's where it's going to get the volume. Deck, can I buy in before 320, maybe down towards $3? Yeah, you could. You're right, but it's a little bit of a coin toss if it's going to actually stay above $3 though, or if it's going to start dropping on off. We'll see. We'll see what's going to be happening on this play. It's a little bit up in the air. It definitely has potential today, but there are no guarantees, of course, right? So we'll see if that stock is going to go on that nice spike and that nice rip right there. So 320 is the first one we got to break. Then we got to get up towards around 350. What other stocks am I saying that you guys should be watching today? What other stocks do I think you guys should be focusing on today? There are two chart setups that have the same exact chart setup, which is the mid-candle breakout pattern. Really quickly, what is the mid-candle breakout pattern? It's when a stock spikes on up, usually gives back about 50% of its gains, has one red day, and then green follows through. So the stock spikes on up. We have a day of shorting, a day of selling. It comes back down to a reasonable price, and then it spikes back on up. We have a stock that spikes on up, falls on down to a reasonable price. Shorters get out, sellers take their profits, or sellers push the stock down, and then buyers move back on in. We have a stock spike on up, come back down, buyers move back on in. We have a stock that spikes on up, comes back down, buyers move on in. Stock spikes on up, comes right back on down about halfway, buyers move on in. You guys get the gist of what's going on here, right? So we do have two stocks with that setup right now currently. And what are those stocks? First one, again, they're only on the daily chart, is going to be REXN, where REXN went from 250 up towards around 425. It's currently sitting around 325. I know we have not had like a red day here, but it's still in the mid candle of the spike. So I do expect maybe if this stock could break 350, this thing could start moving. This stock could start running. Let's watch the break of 350 over on REXN. That's where we could get a lot of hype, and that's where we could get a lot of momentum. What other stock, has this, potential right here? CAN. Where CAN, this is one of those like newer IPO stocks that came out about 3 months ago, where this stock went from $4.50 up to $8, came all the way down towards around $6, currently sitting at $6.82. If this stock could break through that $7 mark, it may try to run its way back up to $8 plus. So CAN and REXN both have potential for that possible breakout today. Both have that potential for these stocks to continue to move on up on that mid-candle breakout. Any questions there? Right? Pretty easy, pretty straightforward, pretty simple stuff. So we've gone over 3 plays so far. We've gone over GMPX, and then our 2 possible plays, which is going to be, of course, REXN, and then we also have CAN. With both those plays could definitely bring in some hype, and those plays could definitely bring in some momentum. So what else do we need to look at? Well, we need to look at obviously the number 1 top gainer and the number 2 top gainer, see if there's going to be any sort of action there. DGLY. What's going on with DGLY right here? Why is this stock having a gap up, from a spike from 80 cents up towards $1.13 all the way up towards around $1.71? So what's going on with DGLY here? Well, let's take a look. Do we have any sort of news? DGLY? February 11th. Today's not February 11th. Today's, February 14th, the day of love, right? Valentine's Day. So it's not today. We don't have any news. Do we have any sort of filings? Okay, we do have a filing. We have a filing February 14th, DGLY, right here at 6:11 a.m. Now, what does this filing state? It says that DGLY has requested the United States SEC Commission consent to withdraw, effective as of date hereof, of the registration form of S1 as amended. That was initially filed with the Commission on January 21st. The registration statement was declared effective as the Commission of the Securities Act. The registration has determined not to pursue a public offering. Okay. So what do? DGLY DGLY contacted, stick with me right here, DGLY contacted the SEC asking for consent to withdraw its last S1 statement. What was its S1 statement? It was going to put out a public offering, but it has determined not to pursue that public offering. That makes sense, everyone. So this stock was going to come out with a public offering, and this stock was going to probably drop and dump and fall on off, right? But they contacted the SEC and said, whoa, we filed out this S1 form. We don't want to do it anymore. So now what happens? Well, what happens when a public offering comes out? We release more shares to the public. Those shares become less valuable, right? Because there's more of a supply. More of a supply, less of a demand, your price goes down. They put out this saying, hey, you know what? We don't want to do this public offering anymore. Everyone thought the public offering was coming. Now, again, what happens? Now, again, the shares are still valuable. Everyone scooped them up at that low price. So we'll see if DGLY is able to get any sort of hype or any sort of momentum towards it. But is there a credible reason on why the stock's up? Yeah, right. There's a credible reason on why the stock's up. It's a stock that could potentially start getting some volume towards it. Resistance is going to be up towards around this 165 mark. And that's going to be the area that it's going to have to break to really start getting some nice attention and some nice volume towards it. So we want to see if that could break through 165, start getting a little bit of attention towards it, and see if that's going to be getting that big time breakout. All right, so DGLY, one that we want to watch and focus on as well. Anything over on HHT, the stock is slowly moving on up, only 2 million in float. HHT. HHT, an acquisition right here. Says HHT Technology completes, again, that's a good keyword, completes acquisition of Sunway International Education Group. So we may get a little bit of volume over on HHT just because it does complete or has completed an acquisition. As you guys know, keywords, hot keywords to look for in a hot press release. One of those good keywords right here, 2-star word is completes, right? We also have the word acquisition right here, which is a 2-star word, completes an acquisition. That usually brings in a little bit of volume and a little bit of hype. With that being said, HHT is only a 2 million in float stock, so that stock may get some hype towards it and start, getting a little bit of a breakout as well. So we do have a few plays right now, guys. See, like we do have a few plays that definitely have some potential towards them. CGC starting to come on down right now. SUMR, we don't need that right here. MDGS, this is a stock. Look at the past chart history pattern, guys. Look at the genes. The genes on MDGS right here. Spikes, give it all back. Spikes, give it all back. Spike, give it all back. Spike, give it all back. Spike, give it all back. Gap up, give it all back. I just don't feel comfortable playing MDGS. MDGS did have a small press release towards it, but every time it spikes, it gives everything back. So you got to be so careful on that one. I think we're pretty good on our options of what we really want to be looking at. I'll take a quick little look over on SGBX. SGBX, it still has to break through the 50-day moving average at 401, and also the 13 EMA at 344. So it's not above those areas yet, Gary. I see the 13 EMA at 319. So it has to be able to get above 319. It's currently at 319, and also the 50-day moving average is at 355. So just updated it right here, and those are what I have. So it still has to get above both those areas to really get a breakout. All right, so let's set up a chat poll because you guys are usually right on the money here. And let's go with what stock or which stock will do the best today? So what stock's going to do the best today, ladies and gentlemen? Is it going to be GNPX? GNPX, we're all waiting for what? That 320 break. 320 break, watch for maybe a quick spike up towards around that 350 mark. See if this stock's going to be able to get that hype, be able to get that volume. What else do we have? REXN, the number one top gainer on Tuesday. REXN, and this stock is on a mid-candle breakout pattern. So REXN, top gainer on Tuesday. See if that's going to be able to go on a nice breakout. We also have CAN, a top gainer on Wednesday, now looking for a mid-candle breakout pattern. So we'll see if that stock's going to be able to get that momentum and possibly break on out. What else do we have here today? We also have the option of HHT. HHT is the lowest float stock with 2 million in float, and this stock has completed an acquisition this morning. What else do we have? We have DGLY, which was going to put out an offering, contacted the SEC and said, we don't want to put out an offering anymore. All right. So these are the top 5 that I would be focusing at the bell. And we'll see, which stock you guys think will do the best today. So everybody, go ahead, go vote. And we'll see where that, momentum and where that volume is possibly going to be able to take us. Does BLNK really quickly have anything? Let's see. BLNK statistics. BLNK float 16 million in float. Money Juice is saying BLK on watch Tesla news. If there's any link of them being together, again, please post it and I'll be happy to check it over, happy to read it. So anytime you say anything like that, we definitely want to make sure that we're all set. But that stock did spike on up, gave some back. Usually how Fridays work is, we'll see a quick morning spike right off the bat. Usually, again, as I said, guys, you want to trade within that first hour if you really want to get after it and try to make a quick buck and make some quick cash. That's where a lot of traders usually focused on with these type of plays. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see where this volume is going to be at. I want to see where this action is going to be going. Hopefully we can see a little bit of activity, see a little bit of a push. I'll put up our scanners, and basically our Fridays go until we can't go any longer. Usually we wrap up our Fridays around this like 10:30 to 11 o'clock mark. We usually give it an hour or so, but we'll see what we got today. We'll see how much volume is going to move on in, and we'll go from there. BTAI, check that out. BTAI, a little bit more pricey, smart trader, but yeah, I definitely like that. I'm sure like Rapid would like that type of play, absolutely. All right, let's see what everyone's looking at. If you guys have not checked it out yet, see where everyone's at in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Share the results, stop the poll. Okay, a little bit of a blowout here. What we do have here is, again, GNPX with, a little bit of the blowout, looking for that stock to be able to break through 320. Does have a little bit of volume right now. GNPX, keep your eyes peeled on that play. That one may be able to get some good hype and be able to get some good momentum towards it. I just want to type out stocks to watch in order. We have GNPX as number 1. We have DGLY as HHT. HHT as number 2. DGLY as number 3. After that, we have REXN and then CAN. I'm definitely thinking about it. GNPX. I don't think I'm going to go huge, but I definitely am thinking if GNPX breaks that 320, you look for a small entry. I don't think I'm going to go huge though, but I'm definitely looking for a possible entry on GNPX. Trend line is back down towards around 285. And where is this trend line from? If we go back to like a 10-minute time frame, or actually let's go back to our 5-minute time frame for a second. I can just extend this. You can see that's where it was bouncing. So if you don't like 320, you may be able to scoop this on up right down towards around 285. Or if it falls down to 285 real quick, we'll see. But right now, GNPX is probably where most traders are going to be looking for that break of 320. Yeah, so again, it does have some nice support right around this like 290-ish area as well. Market's about to open up, guys, in 1 second here. Let's have a great day. Yep, it would be a market. I'm not in right now. This stock is already spiking. I did not go in because it already broke out. It's already breaking right here. I am not in. I am not in at this time, but it already just got a quick little pop up to 327. I'm gonna give it a few seconds here. It's a little bit crazy, but I am not in at this time. All right. If I want to, I could definitely look for a possible bounce play, maybe back down towards around this 290-ish mark. Right now, I am not in. Let's see if this can hold on up. 320 is the main resistance. It's trying to break a little bit. If you guys are in, you guys are looking absolutely fine right now. You just want to stay above 320. So if you guys are in, you guys are gorgeous. If you guys are in, you're getting some love. If you guys are in, this is your Valentine, right? So you guys are absolutely fine. 14K order at 330, 20K order at 330. So that's trying to hold the stock on up right there. 336, 338. There you go. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. Great pick, great choice, great money right there. So again, good job. Good job. There's GMPX right there on a nice, nice move all the way up towards around that 340-ish mark. And make sure you guys are, being smart on that play. Lock in your profits when you have it. Taylor Trader, awesome job. Matsky, $116, awesome job. So right now, again, GMPX definitely where, most of the action has been at so far. That's where a lot of the traders have been looking at. Again, I am not in. I don't want you guys to think I made money on that play right there. I did not, but awesome choice and awesome pick by you guys right at the start right there. Make sure you guys throw those profits over in profits chat as well. But again, great job. Great job. Here's a little bit of that pullback starting to come. We'll see what else is going to start moving its way on up if we're going to start getting any sort of action or any sort of hype elsewhere. Right now, GMPX trying to hold on up. The stock again, like right at 330, jumped up towards like that 327 mark, and I was like, and then it ran up to 340. There's definitely opportunity to get in at around that 320-ish mark. Oh, guys, look what's coming up on the high of the day momentum scanner right now. The high of the day momentum scanner. Love. February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Love. We might play it. Is it destiny? Is it, is this happening for a reason? Rapid's looking at over at Tesla. Make sure you guys go check that out over at Tesla. FTSI, how's that one doing? FTSI, guys, starting to get some action. This was also a top gainer of yesterday. FTSI trying to get a little bit of action. Let's turn our attention and eyes over there. This one closed off pretty strong. This one was not coming up on the gap up scanner, but this one actually does have a pretty nice gap up. So FTSI, watching for a possible volume. Let's see if this one can hold on up right here. So FTSI, small gap up, small rip so far. So FTSI, top gainer yesterday, 150 resistance, 125 would be the bounce, keeping an eye on this play. So we're just going to keep our eyes peeled on these plays right here. Again, I want to be able to make a nice little profit on these stocks. FTSI trying to hold on up. That's giving a little bit back. CAN starting to move on up a little bit. So CAN, a little bit of that mid-candle breakout pattern, still trying to get that rip and run. GMPX staying alive. GMPX still trying. So GMPX again, if your overall like area you want to see is that 350 mark. It already basically got up towards that area, but 350 is the area that you really want to see if that stock's going to be able to stay above and possibly be able to get that breakout through. I'm going to put CAN on the bottom to see if that could all of a sudden start picking up some steam. So CAN got up towards around 720, started getting rejected. If that ever started breaking like 725, 750, I think a lot of people would run over towards it. So that's on the bottom level too right now. But again, I'm not in anything at this moment, not in anything yet. As I said yesterday, I was able to make $1,100. If you guys weren't here, I made a trade over lunch hours, made $1,100. Day before that, made $1,200. Previous week before that, I made 6,500. Previous week before that, I made about 8,000. So, this is probably my worst week so far of February, but I'm still coming out with about $2,500 in profit. So if that's a bad week, that's not too shabby. Little side note, GNPX still moving. GNPX guys, GNPX just got all the way up to the profit target. This has been the best mover so far. Shout out to the traders who've been able to make some money on it. So shout out to the traders who got in on GMPX. Congratulations. And you guys, once again, have been able to spot out the best play out of any mover so far. Let's add our VWAP towards it. So let's go to properties, indicators, add our VWAP. Boom, right there. We can see we're going to have some support at the VWAP and also been able to make our support right around 340. 340 would be a little bit of a bounce play as well. If the stock comes on down towards around 340, maybe you'll see a nice little bounce. So far, GMPX trying to move its way on up. 375, next natural resistance line. Every new high, right, is a new 52-week high. So every new high is a new 52-week high. There's 375. GMPX has the mob, has the volume, has the attention, and this was the stock that you guys voted on. So congratulations. This was the number one stock you guys voted on with 60% of the chat saying that this is going to be the best gainer today. Awesome, awesome job. Awesome work. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe best bounce play would be right around that like 340-ish area. Low 340s for the possible bounce on GMPX. So GNPX, low 340s. 340s would be the best bounce on GNPX. Again, the way I get into plays, I don't just put one order on a play. So if I go in for a bounce play at 340, I don't just put one limit order on 340, right? I put 1,000 shares at 343, 1,000 at 342, 500 maybe down towards 338, maybe a 500 up towards around 345. I'm basically looking for my cost basis to be around that 340 mark, right? I scale in at about 5 to 6 different prices. So I'm able to get all different areas if it doesn't come all the way down or if it goes a little bit below. So, that's what I always do. And that's why I always have so many different entries because I scale in on my plays, right? We've gone into this lesson a lot of times. Whenever I get my dip buys or my bounce play, imagine it. Again, we have an imaginary box. Here's our main support line, we think, right here, which would be, let's say, 340. So we have the imaginary box with 340. I'm, again, seeing the stock come on down. And again, it may go a little bit below, but I'm entering here, 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 right? So I'm getting filled as much as I can. If I don't get filled, let's say right here or something, that's okay. I got filled at all these areas. If it does go lower, well, that's okay. If the stock goes a little higher, that's okay as well because I got filled up here. So I always try to, get the best multiple different areas. So right now I am watching GMPX for maybe a small bounce. See if that's going to be able to make us some money on the way on up. Right now, watching GMPX at this time, seeing if that's going to be able to spike and be able to make a nice little move. So far, 375 was that top. So GMPX waiting for a little bit of that drop for maybe a little bit of a bounce. And again, good job. Congrats if you guys nailed this one already. Congrats if you guys nailed this one already. So this has been the best mover by far today. Best mover by far today. And a lot of it is just, be willing to pull the trigger, right? Be willing to get in. It's great to see that people, right at the bell, they said, hey, GMPX, that's the one I'm confident in. That's the one I think is going to be the best. That's the one that I think is going to get the best hype towards it. And we were able to see that stock, be able to pop on up. So let's see if maybe we get a quick little drop here. Stock looks a little weak, and then we can come out on top with a nice little gain. CAN still trying to hold. CAN still trying to hold a little bit. Little sign out BTAI. BTAI just made a red to green move. Also, GMPX is hitting some new highs of the day right now. So right now, GMPX is actually hitting some new highs at the moment. GMPX new high of the day, all the way up towards around 385. Also, again, BTAI a little bit more pricier, but I know like stocks like Rapid may like that. So right now, I'm still watching over on GMPX. So far, so good. So far, so good. Still looking for that possible 340 bounce play. And then I'll put BTAI in the bottom. That came up on the breakout scanner, which is left of the high of the day momentum scanner. And that's how I was able to see that one. So GMPX still hitting some new highs. $4 is next. If it starts breaking $4, traders may start saying, oh, wow, this may keep on going. Right? Let's see here. Let's see here what we got. I want to see that strong pullback. I want to see that strong little dump right here. 11 minutes in. All right, so right now, still just kind of looking around, making sure that we're all set. But GMPX, the number one top gainer, this one looks like it may be trying to touch that $4 area. Support would really be back down towards around like the VWAP now at 358-ish. Right now, we had a 13K order. And again, is anyone still holding this play from 320? Right? Is anyone holding this play from that 320 break? We'll see. I mean, that would be awesome if you guys are. Offshore trader, you're still holding from 320? Oh, you're good. You're good, offshore trader. Look at this, awesome job. Bradley, you're holding as well from 320. Awesome work. So this is a good stock. So far we've had about a 80-cent climb, almost about an 80-cent climb on a stock that's only $3 that probably most of us can afford. Here's the $4 touch. Start locking in a little bit of something. Start locking in a little bit of something. Here's a $4 touch on this play. It's going to be a tough little area to get on through. Let's see if the stock gets that strong pullback we want to see. We have a couple different lines of support, right? We're going to have GMPX main support all the way back down towards around 340. And then we're also going to be having our light support right here at the VWAP and also right around that 360-ish mark where we have a bounce last time. So we have two different lines of support. We have the 360, nice little bounce area, and then all the way down towards around 340. Offshore trader up $1,200 so far. Ow! There you go. There's a little Valentine's Day. Let's see here. Now it's just trying to consolidate. Trying to hold on up. We're going to see a little bit of a bull flag pattern. And we'll see if it's going to be able to get this breakout, be able to get this move. So GNPX right here, still consolidating right around 390. This may try to get a little bit of a squeeze. Really just watching for this possible bounce, this drop, and that's okay. That's all. If you missed the breakout right here, that's all right. Look for the next leg on up, or look for the bounce on this play. Be a stock sniper. That's all you guys got to do. You can see we can put a little trend line on this as well, and you see that's the trend line that's currently trying to hold this play. So you guys can look right here. We do have a little bit of a trend line trying to hold this stock. Bounce play would be right around this like 380-ish mark. Actually, bounce play would be right around like 385 where it is right now if it's going to hold. Take a quick little look over on INO. INO, not too shabby as well, right? Not the hardest move. The open was at 440. The stock's at 446 right now. So it's only moved about 6 cents so far from its open, but we'll still keep it on watch. Definitely a nice little red to green move. INO is a bigger float type of play, so it doesn't move as hard. But right now it's up about 7 cents from its open. I'm still looking for GNPX on that strong dump and pullback. It's going to have some support probably back down. I'm thinking more down. If we could see a strong drop down towards those like low 350s or something like that, I may be able to get a quick scalp. So what I like personally like seeing is these strong, hard overreaction drops. That's what I like seeing. I like seeing these strong overreactions on these drops where traders say, "Whoa, how did that happen? Why did that happen?" What I personally think what is going to happen is GMPX is going to fall, come down towards around like 360-ish, get a small bounce play, and then I think it's going to crack even lower down towards around like 340-ish. So if I had to take a guess, I'm going to say GMPX is going to fall, hit this bottom trend line at around 360. It'll go from like 360 up back up towards like maybe like 375, but then it's going to crash and fall all the way down towards like 340. Little sign out PLSE getting a little bit of like a dead cat bounce over here. Little sign out, guys. If you take a look at a PLSE, this stock so far has fallen from 1212 all the way on down towards around the 699 mark. And look at this, GMPX just went straight on up. So GMPX, another leg on up. So GMPX, still new high of the day right here. Also, little sign out, PLSE. This stock, I'm going to take a quick little look over here. This stock is still trying to get some volume and move on up. And this stock opened all the way at around $7. So this one's up about $1 right now off of like this dead cat bounce. And if PLSE breaks to $8, we may be able to see a little bit of volume on that stock as well. So you do have a couple different plays right here. All right, you have PLSE, dead cat bounce, $8 break, watch for next leg. And then you also have GMPX, number one, hottest stock of the day. Number one hottest stock of the day so far over on GMPX. We have $4 resistance. You can either buy in and play the trend line or look for the bounce, right? And where's the trend line over on GNPX? Hold on one second. Let me just post this for you guys. So there's that right there. And then GNPX, where we have that play, is again you could see this, really this little tight trend line. It's getting a little iffy. It's definitely getting a little iffy right here, but you can see nice spike, and I'm still thinking probably bounce play. Probably bounce play. It's gonna be it's tough. The 370, 360. We do have again, 370 VWAP. I'm thinking probably more right down towards around that 360 mark for that bounce. I think that would be better. I think still again probably that 360 area would probably be the best bounce, even if it goes from like 360 up to around 380. I think that could be pretty solid. So I'm actually going to be looking more around that area now, just because we moved up so high. Like we moved up from 315 all the way up towards around, let's say, 410. What would be kind of halfway, 315 all the way up towards around 410? We're looking for about a 50%, pullback. That would be right around 360, 350, right? Something right around there. So I'm going to be looking to see if that stock is going to have that drop and get that nice pullback. I want to see an overreaction on selling. I want all of a sudden a little bit of selling and people get scared and drop this play, much lower than it should go. Those are the best times to get in. Ooh, that says number exclamation point as well. I'll fix that. Offshore trader, I would not like to see that. Yeah, well, if you're in on the play, I hope it goes all the way up to $100. Forget me. If you guys are in on GMPX, I hope it does not, crack. But if you guys aren't in on GMPX, well, then I hope it does crack. I'm just trying to support everyone over here. So right now you still have GMPX still holding the trend line. GMPX is still holding the trend line. It's going to try to make another U-shaped pattern. Let's see here. Got all the way up. 410 break is where that stock could probably go up towards around 420. A little bit of a crack of the trend line. Trend line slowly starting to crack right here. Again, it's much better, of course, never to chase. If you feel like you're late, you probably are. So just let it pass you by. Right now, line of support at 375-ish. 375-ish, first line of support on the VWAP area. But as I said, I want to see a quick little overreaction, get in at those bottom lows, and then be able to see the stock pop right back on up. That's what I would like to see. Bottom low drop, see the stock pop on up, get back up towards maybe around that $4 mark or so. Be able to make a nice little profit here today. So I know everyone's trying to figure out like their best area that they'll be able to see that possible bounce, and it's either probably VWAP or the last area of the bounce, which is right around that 360-ish mark. Right now, stock is trying to fall, but also look at this. Every time it gets a little weak, watch the bids. Like the bids pop it on up every single time it gets a little weak. Every single time it gets a little weak, bids say, "Nope, not today, Junior. We're gonna still keep pushing this play on up." If you're still holding this play, I mean, you're an absolute monster. If you're still holding this play right now, I would definitely, if it was me, right? I'm a little bit more conservative with my trading because when I make money, I like to lock it in. But I would probably be out like 75% of my position right now, to be honest. But if you're like, Deck, I think this thing is going all the way up to $5, of course, it's your account and you're crushing it and you're killing it. There's a new high of the day, GMPX right here, coming on up. So again, great job if you guys are in on this play and you guys are saying, Deck, I want to hold this out as long as I can. Go for it. But I would definitely at least lock in at least something, just so no matter what, you're locking in above $4. And this is a great play just to be watching the level 2, but this has been one of the best spikes we have seen so far, right? We have been able to see, there you go. There's a new high of the day, GMPX all the way up towards around that 420 mark. There you go. So this thing is still pushing and still going. GMPX, what are you doing to us, baby? GMPX has been nothing but straight up, really. It's been so tough to try to get a little bit of a bounce play. No opportunity for us right here for the people who didn't get in. If you guys did go in, you guys are probably doing a little Valentine's dance, saying, "Ooh, I'm getting a little bit more than chocolate today. I'm getting a little bit more than some flowers today." So there you go. Shout out to Creeker, up $2,000. And again, the best thing about this, guys, is this was kind of a group decision that this was going to be the best one today. You guys all have it right in front of your screen, right? Putting this right at 9 o'clock, saying which stock is going to do the best today. And what did you guys vote on? Boom, right here, GNPX, right through that break of 320. We're up a whole dollar now. So awesome job, awesome work. What a move so far. Congrats to the traders who've been able to nail this so far. And it's been definitely a very, very nice move. And make sure again you guys are keeping alerts credible. But great job, great work so far, and enjoy those profits if you guys are making them right now. New high of the day. GMPX may want $5 at this point. So GMPX may want that $5 mark at this point. We're all the way up towards around the 430 area. So, still just going, and going. And this is how Fridays are. Fridays are either big hits or big misses. And what do we have so far in this play? A big hit, right? Fridays are either big hits or big misses. And luckily, we got ourselves a big hit as of now. Awesome. Awesome, awesome job. So right now, GMPX still moving, still trying to climb here. The stock again, next resistance line is 450, just adjusting it on the chart. And then probably VWAP is going to be the best bounce play at this point. 360 is not happening. VWAP would probably be the best bounce play at this point. Bradley, Deck, let's buy a 446 for a new high of the day. Um, you go first. You go first. I'll meet you there. Yeah, you go first, buddy. I'll meet you there. So again, awesome job so far. The stock has gone on an awesome, awesome climb. So awesome climb so far. Great, great job, and congratulations for the people who have been able to bank on this. Now GNPX 465, 465. Woo! Friday's big hit or big miss, and here's your grand slam hit, baby. We got Chipper Jones up to bat. Probably a name you haven't heard in a long time. Woo! And look at this climb. Look at this thing go. $5, kind of the next main resistance line. Yep, every 25 cents is going to be a resistance line. $5 is the next one. So let's see how much more. I mean, this will have a bounce play. If you're still waiting for that, it will have one. It just obviously is saying what, like, it'll be coming, but it's just this thing has been crazy so far. Let's go, $5, $5. Oh man, this is the way to end off a weekend. This is a way to be able to see these stocks, continue to move on up. And yeah, we can definitely say that the bounce play back down towards around 360 is not going to happen. Most likely, the best bounce play at this point is just going to be the VWAP bounce. Wherever the VWAP is, that's probably going to be the next, decent bounce play. And if you guys are still in on it, I mean, enjoy it. Enjoy every second of it, of course. So GNPX, what a move, what a rip, what a climb so far. VWAP's next, main bounce play. That's probably going to be around like the 415-ish mark by the time it falls, though. It's probably not going to happen at 4. It'd probably be more towards around like 415, to be completely honest with you. You got out, Creeker. You're out of 475. Great exit. Great exit over there, buddy. So we are seeing, the stock here comes a little bit of pullback. Where did we run up to? Right up towards around that 495-ish, right underneath $5. So we did just run all the way up towards around 495, the $5 mark, right? And we know what? $5 is a tough resistance line. $5 is not an easy resistance line to be able to break out of. All right, let's see if we can nail this bounce because we are starting to fall. Let's see if we can nail this bounce play. Bounce play right now. I want lower than, I want probably more towards around like the 425-ish mark, to be completely honest. So again, GNPX looking more around 425 for a bounce. This is going to try to hold up around 450. So we're going to see if this thing can crack and keep going lower. But we definitely want to be able to see this play, be able to get that bounce for us. Right now, it's trying to hold up right around 450. We want it going lower, though. We want it going lower. Lower, the better. Offshore trader, you got to share some profits with the rest of us, offshore trader, all right? You've been in since like 320 and went up to $5. You had your fun, okay? I'm not rooting for you anymore. I'm rooting for, I need to get some Valentine's Day money, all right? My girl's expecting something nice tonight. I got to take her to like Applebee's or something. We're going somewhere fancy. Got to make some profit real quick. Yes, I'll go with there. Only if it continues after the bounce. Right here, GMPX again, $5 is that top resistance area. I really don't think this is like the strong pullback yet, but we have one little bounce play here. I don't think this is like the strong pullback. And as I say, again, it doesn't matter if you make money first or if you make money last. As long as you make money on the day, that's all that matters. Being a stock trader is we have an 8-hour window where we can look and have where do we have the most predictability, right? So kind of looking for our different areas on where we could say to ourselves, hey, okay, this is where we have predictability and this is where we can make some money. We also have this trend line at the bottom right here. BLNK. BLNK, a little bit of a move on up. Obviously, I'm still watching GMPX for the bounce. Bounce is either going to be at the trend line or bounce is going to be back down low towards around that 425-ish mark. I personally think 420, 425 would be better just because the VWAP most likely would be around that time as well. We have a little bit of a bull flag pattern right now. I want to see, again, that overreaction dump. That's what I'm still looking for, that overreaction dump towards this play. And then be able to, I'm probably going to buy probably like 5,000 shares, I want to say, on this stock. And if I can get like 5,000 shares on this play, I'll be able to make some nice gains on it because, even if we get like a 10-cent rip or anything, I'll be able to make some nice profit. So GNPX. I can actually get much more than 5,000. Jim, market's closed on Monday. Jim, market is closed on Monday for President's Day. So that is all closed on up. Right now, number one thing we're looking for is the bounce on GMPX. Personally, I think it's going to be right at the VWAP, which I think is going to be right around this like 420-ish mark if the stock dumps on off. But we have yet to see that dump. We have yet to see that fall. So we have been seeing obviously a massive move. And I want to see GMPX, get that strong pullback, and it may be coming soon. But it's all about being patient, right? All about being patient. Zach, GMPX is up 71%, and you might buy. Yeah, because we're buying on a pullback, not buying at the highs. We're buying on a pullback. So if the stock is up 70%, I'm not buying it on the spiking side. I'm buying it on the bouncing play. The bouncing side towards it. Complete difference. All right. What do we got here? It's gonna be right around. This thing goes straight down 430-ish would be the trend line bounce. Then we have around 420-ish is the old resistance, and then we also have the VWAP. All right, we have 3 different lines of support. We kind of want the first one to crack, a 430-ish, and then kind of go more down towards around 420. It'll be a lot easier for us to be able to see. We're starting to get a little bit of the pullback. Trend line's starting to come on up a little bit. Trend line's at, or excuse me, 407 is the VWAP. All right, so we're starting to get that pullback. So again, our bounce is going to be coming on up. If we're going to do it, we got to make a move soon, most likely. It's going to try to hold up a little bit right here along this trend line area, 440. Let's see if that cracks that trend line. That trend line's definitely been holding pretty strong lately, right around the 440ish mark. If 440 can't hold, that's where it's going to start falling. I'm actually may start getting a little bit of this bounce right here, right around that 440ish mark. Let's see if it's going to be able to hold up or if this is going lower. If you want to look for maybe small entries right around the low 440s, it's not a bad idea, just in case, we have three different support lines, right? We have three different support lines. We have trend line right here, which is at 440, which is trying to hold up. If trend line cracks, it's going back down towards around 420 where the VWAP is. But right now, the trend line is still trying to hold. So if you want to look for low 440 entries, that's definitely a possibility because people are looking to play the trend line at the moment as well. So right now, trend line is kind of the first bounce area. So right now, first bounce area is trend line. Then it's down towards around 420. So you can see a little bit of that bounce that just happened right there. If you just pulled at the 440 mark, there's a quick 20 cents. So if you just pulled at the 440 mark, good job right there on that trend line. Well, let's see if this is going to crack on down, but good job if you guys got in at 440 right there on this play. And I know you guys are saying, some other plays out there right now that are moving, but honestly, think about it. If there's 100 people in the stock market, how many people do you think are focused on GMPX? Probably like 85 of them. There may be like 5 people looking at XYZ, 10 people looking at ABC, right? Think about it. Volume equals activity, activity equals profit. Put yourself in the position that you guys are going to be able to make the most money today. On a Friday, you don't want to hop in on a play that doesn't really have much volume. It's probably not just going to randomly start picking up volume at 10:15 in the 10:15 in the morning. You're probably going to want to stick with the hottest play of the day. Nice job, Beat Stock. Quick little $50. Awesome job. Awesome work. Right now, I'm waiting for this one more crack to see if this thing can come all the way back on down. So GNPX still trying to hold that trend line. I think that trend line's going to go eventually. All about just being a stock sniper. And I know you guys are trying to find your plays. The best opportunity so far was the whole way up, right? Probably the best area was going to be able to get at that 320 mark. And then the stock was able to climb all the way since. From there, the stock has bounced off the trend line and has, been just holding this trend line, throughout this whole entire period. So all the way up to 465. Good job if you guys got in that trend line bounce. Great work. So right now it's 10:08. It's starting to again come back on down. Now, all I want is that bounce play. AK-47, $3,000 on Valentine's Day. I'm out, team. Time for that podcast and time to treat the wife and yourself. Hey, $3,000. That is absolutely awesome. So again, enjoy that. AK-47. I love the big profits. I love the money. Awesome, awesome work. So keep it up. And again, we're just waiting for this thing to drop on off. But what else are we at? Trader Joe, just a little heads up, you're over in Profits Chat. Ziljafan, $80, not bad. Matt Sky, $150, awesome job. Monjer, $46, great job. Trader Joe, quick little 100. Robin Hood, $602. Village Plate right here, $100. Javon, $393. AK-47, finally just made that $3,000 profit. Lace, $207. Kaler, $833. E-Bunny, $260. Crazy Legs, $137. K-Vitz, $150. J-Core Bono 1,281, Taylor Trader 500, Matt Sky 116. Again, awesome work over in Profits Chat so far. You guys are absolutely killing it. So again, keep up the great gains and keep up.
All right, what's up, guys? So I'm gonna hop back on the mic here because I'm going to finish up my day, finishing up $1,000. So this morning I had a swing trade that I locked up, made 340, so just under 700 on the day, 550 on GNPX. This one was a little aggravating because every time I would get in, it would pull back, and I'd be down like $200. And I usually don't like to hold a losing trade, so I was getting out, getting in, getting out, getting in. I finally grabbed the profits here in this big move, and it looks like it could get back up to $5. $5 is gonna be really hard to break, especially since we're already up 66% on the day. But we'll see. There's nothing else really going on, so most everybody's watching GMPX. Let's see. That's not what I meant to do. That's the recent IPO. I thought it was, I was gonna make more on it. Ended up just getting back my losses. I was down 200 on it because I think I got in like somewhere right here, and then it had this strong pullback. But you can see it's a recent IPO, so it was looking to see if it did anything. Sometimes IPOs just take off like crazy, especially because it's on a mid-candle breakout pattern. So I was really looking for a big move, maybe up to $10, but we couldn't get it. FTSI, that's the swing trade I locked up, but I also took one trade this morning. So what was GMPX? We already went over. HHT, lost money. Kind of disappointing. No, I made 250. Why did it say I lost? Did it say I lost? No, PLSE, I lost money. So this one I had to do, the you go in here and you adjust position because it won't let you trade the first minute, and this is the stock that I was looking at the first minute instead of GNPX. So I missed that first minute run up on GNPX, but I did get a little bit here. Disappointing because when it was up here at like 444, 443 with my full position, I was up $400. But I only locked in half up here, and then it came down. I locked in like another 500 here and came down. I locked another 500 here. So, finishing up 255 on the trade wasn't bad. But, it is what it is. GNPX looks like it's about to pop. We can head over there. A little pop there. I was hoping to see more, maybe up 480-ish, but it's probably just going to creep up this trend line until it gets to 5. It'll either pop or drop. Either way, I'm going to take my profits and run for the day. And even though I'm just paper trading, it's coming up on 10.15 anyway. So, oh wow, it did get that nice pop. I would love to see this thing run up into a halt, but 8 million float. It could. We'll see, but let's see if we get up to 5. Let's see what's over here on the level 2. Oh, there's 5 there. Not up 10,000 share. Oh wow, broke $5. Son is choking on something. Juice. He's got juice, so he'll be fine. Surprised there wasn't more selling at $5, but I guess a lot of sellers waited for it to break 5 and then jump or throw their money on the ask, because that's when a lot of people are jumping in, market ordering in at the break of 5. So while they're market ordering in, the people holding over 5 already have their orders set to go at 502, 503, 505, 507. That's usually what I do if I'm going to prepare a sell order ahead of time. I'm going to put it at like 504, 505, because if it's going to break 5, it's going to hit like 507. So my little order is not going to slow it down. But anyways, what was the last ticker? PLSE. PLSE. This one I lost 220 on. So I don't remember. Okay, this is the dead cat bounce that Dek was talking about. So I hopped in up here at the top, pull back, 220 loss. I've been watching it since to get back above, but I mean it's just downtrending. So kind of getting itself into a little triangle. I guess thousands of people are probably looking at it, thousands of different ways, but that's what I see. Let's go back to GMPX real quick. Deck's talking about an ascending triangle pattern set up here. So if it gets over here into the corner and then breaks 5, we could definitely see like 540, 550. But we could also see it, creep up in here and then crack and fall and it be done for the day. So either way, I'm done for my trading for the day. Happy trading, everyone. Hopefully y'all can rake in some money. Thanks for everyone who watched. Have a good day. Have a happy Valentines. Treat your ladies well. If you don't have one, go out and find one. They're fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys.